The National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress recently held a meeting with party stakeholders from Edo State ahead of the governorship primary scheduled for September 17, 2024. The reason for the troubleshooting effort was aimed at having a rancor-free primary considering the increasing number of aspirants who had indicated interest to contest. As at the last count, 29 aspirants have already indicated interest to contest the party's primary. The national chairman of the party, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, said the meeting was to discuss important issues about having a hitch-free governorship election in September 2024 in Edo State. He said since the National Working Committee led by him was sworn in, it had said it would not be business as usual because the party, as a progressive party, is supposed to be one with clear-cut objectives. To this end, Ganduje said it was time to take Edo back from the People's Democratic Party. He said it was not acceptable that the ruling party only has one state in the South-South. At the meeting, far-reaching resolutions were reached at which the various tendencies in Edo State chapter of the party appeared to have been addressed as the leaders considered germane issues in order to prevent what happened in the party in 2020. Checks revealed that prior to the 2020 governorship election, Governor Godwin Obaseki was screened out by the screening committee set up by Adams Oshomole-led National Working Committee due to irreconcilable differences. Based on this, Governor Obaseki was forced to seek refuge in the PDP, where he was given the governorship ticket and eventually won re-election. However, briefing journalists on the outcome of the meeting of the APC, the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the party, Honorable Duru Mesoko, said the party has kicked against zoning of the governorship position, while it also adopted the direct mode of primary for picking its candidate for the Edo election. He said the stakeholders were urged to devise methods to agree on some form of consensus to trim the number of aspirants. The National Working Committee urged aspirants to be disciplined and shunned temptation of rushing to the court immediately after primaries. Mesoko noted that the ruling party would attach a letter of undertaking to its nomination forms, which aspirants are expected to sign, indicating that whatever the outcome of the primary election is, they will not seek redress in court. More so, for the smooth running of the party, the APC was of the opinion that all members of the party in Edo State should ensure strict compliance with their financial obligations to the party. To this end, the party resolved that electronic registration of party members would henceforth be suspended until after the primary in order not to derail the exercise in the state.
Due consultations with Edo State APC stakeholders, the NWC has approved direct primaries as the mode of election to be used to produce the governorship candidates of the party for the state. The NWC urged all the governorship aspirants to exhibit party discipline and, of course, show patriotism by shunning the attitude of running to the courts at every given opportunity, especially after party primaries. You'll find out in most cases immediately after the party primary, this one will rush to court, that one will rush to stop the party from, and usually it has the effects are always not too palatable for the party.
Meanwhile, the leader of the party in Edo State, Senator Comrade Adams Eric Oshomole, said the party was determined to reclaim Edo. He said democracy based on popular participation might be more difficult but cannot be faulted, saying it allows for building consensus. Oshomole admitted that they lost the state due to several factors caused by some APC elements. He recalled that when Ganduje was the governor of Kano State, he offered to lead the last campaign and even relocated to Benin for days to ensure that the party won the last governorship election, but it was not meant to be. Oshomole said that on the part of him and some party stakeholders, they have tried to initiate dialogue among the aspirants. Against this backdrop, a group known as Concerned Edo APC Stakeholders have called on Ganduje and President Bola Tinubu to intervene, and that they were not in support of the outcome of the screening exercise that prone the aspirants to cease. The stakeholders claim that Oshomole does not have the authority to constitute a screening committee for the primary election. The stakeholders, in a statement issued by Dr. Asikidi Leonard and 9 others, said it was worth noting that the past mistakes cost the party the governorship in the state, and noted that it was evident that such tends to repeat itself in 2024. After the proning of the 29 aspirants to cease, it was later learned that another meeting was held where the 2 aspirants from Edo North Senatorial District, namely Prince Clem Agba and Ernest Afolabi Umahi, were allegedly screened out. Reason be that Edo North Senatorial District had already produced a minister in the present administration of President Bola Tinubu. Though the former Minister for State Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Clem Agba issued a statement to debunk the claims. The state chapter of APC, in a bid to counter the claims of the said group who had accused Ihonwere's panel of alleged imposition of candidates, held a briefing in Benin City where he commended the Professor Julius Ihonwere screening committee for pruning the number of aspirants to the initial seats. The State Publicity Secretary Barrister Vincent Igbinige said any of the aspirants who are interested in purchasing the nomination form are at liberty to do so.
We want to appeal to members of the party to not to be agitated, to drop the anxiety. The party has a mechanism to deal with issues of this nature. It has happened before, and we have been able to come out triumphantly from it. You will expect this kind of agitation when the party is the party to beat, because the belief is that any person that gets the ticket of the party automatically becomes the governor of the state. That is very obvious. So we are appealing to members of the party to please remain calm. The leadership of the party is talking with these aspirants, and the aspirants themselves, being very qualified, robust members of the party, are understanding the intricacies that is very inherent in this kind of system.
Meanwhile, some of the aspirants who were screened out by way of pruning have now spent a whopping sum of 50 million naira to purchase their expression of interest and nomination forms to contest the primaries. While some political analysts believe that it is their right to throw their hat in the ring and just so for the party's ticket, others believe that it might be an exercise in futility because of the mode of primaries of the party, where all members of the APC are automatic delegates. The issue of who becomes the party flag bearer will be laid to rest on February 17th, 2024. And that's a special report. Thanks so very much for watching.
Now, the Edo State chapter of the All Progressive Congress says only 4 governorship aspirants were successfully screened ahead of the February 17th governorship primaries. In a briefing held at the Edo State APC Secretariat in Benin City, the acting state chairman, Emperor Jarret Tenebe, said other aspirants are at liberty to purchase their nomination forms. The report by Uyi Lambert is presented by BTV News Best Orator.
The acting state chairman of APC Edo State, Emperor Jarret Tenebe, shortly after the handing over ceremony done by the immediate past chairman of the party, Colonel David Imuse, retired, briefed members of the press on the present status of APC in Edo State and the party's preparedness for the primaries scheduled for February 17. The press briefing was an opportunity to address salient issues concerning the results of the screening of the gubernatorial aspirant by the Professor Julius Ihonwere-led committee held in Abuja. The acting state chairman of APC Edo State, Emperor Jarret Tenebe, stated in the press briefing that after a meeting by the National Working Committee and based on recommendations by the Ihonwere-led screening committee, the number of governorship aspirants was pruned down from 29 to 6, which was further pruned to just 4. Emperor Jarret Tenebe, however, mentioned that Prince Clem Agba was screened out due to alleged indiscipline, which he said cannot be condoned in the party. Emperor Tenebe added that the criteria for the screening is based on the ability of the individual to win elections, especially looking at their past records, and the party will only present a candidate that is sellable.
The leadership of the party met and set up a committee that was headed by Professor Julius Ihonwere, the leader of the House of Representatives. And that committee did a very good job. As of today, we have 4 that has been cleared. But there are still some that we are still looking at, trying to get results to show. The major criteria that was used was the last election, winning your units, your local government and your ward. Because you know, for consensus to be built around a particular person, you must have won all your elections. Because what we want now is not where you come from, it's not the person, but somebody who will be able to win the election for us. We are very desperate because the state is in decay. Clem Agba was screened out of that process as a result of indiscipline, because we cannot entertain indiscipline in the party. We will not want an indisciplined governor that will not listen to the party, because it is as a result of that that we find ourselves where we are. We had a governor of Obaseki, and at the end of the day, he defected from the party. He messed up the party, defected from the party to PDP with the mandate that we gave to him from the party. When we wanted to begin the process of screening, the party made it clear that none of the aspirants should purchase form until the screening is over. That even if you are not screened, nobody is stopping you from buying form, but don't purchase form until that screening commences.
The acting chairman also mentioned that screening process is still ongoing and that nobody is stopping anyone outside the list from going to purchase expression of interest and nomination forms, and no one was disqualified in the process as the screening committee's result was only persuasive and not cast on stone. Also, he gave a disclaimer that the party leader and senator representing Edo North Senatorial District, Comrade Senator Adams Eric Oshomole, have no link with the committee and no witch hunting whatsoever was involved. He said the yardstick for screening was those who won for the party in the last elections.
Like I said, it's persuasive. Nobody is stopping anybody from going to pick the form. This was not a screening, and the people that did not make this list were not disqualified. We want to set that record straight. And I also want to make it clear to everybody that the committee that was set up, our leader, Comrade Adams Oshomole, had no interaction with anybody. So the rumor and news that 10 people were screened and there were calls that some people should be screened out of it were all lies.
The acting chairman stated that the APC is a party that believes in the rule of law and appealed for continued support from everyone in the state, including members of the press. He urged all to cooperate with the APC to bring Edo State to good fortune. Meanwhile, the party primaries billed for September 17 will be direct and it is expected to be free and fair.
Do you people see what corruption can cost in Edo? This man, the RT APC chairman, Edo State RT APC chairman, Jarret Tenebe, una see what he's spewing out of his mouth. He contradict himself. He said they cannot condone indiscipline. National Working Committee don't give the guideline. Jarret still come out, Tenebe or Telebu or Telegbu. He come out. Can they do press conference where other aspirants pay for? This Jarret, that God Almighty, now He go forgive you for all the sin when you don't commit. You first come and say, Prince Clemagba, he gave you money when your wife did not work, the hospital. Say you hear that for outside. We never hear say you return the money now. You never return her. What an ungrateful human being. I better make una share this video.